Right, we're live. I think we're live. As always, please let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay. And welcome to a live unboxing video. It's been ages since I've done one of these. But this is Maharaja. This is the new version of Maharaja. The game originally came out in 2004. I have a copy of the original game. I really enjoyed it when it first came out. But it did have a couple of issues. And Simone Luciani has developed it and done a new version. And this is it. This is from Cranio Creations. And Kickstarter backers are getting their copies now or have their copies. If you buy this game, please let me know. I have heard that backers are getting a copy. So, as you can see, it's still in shrink. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Now, I have played this game, but only on Tabletop Simulator. Or was it Tabletopia? It was one of the two. So I've not actually seen the physical components here. Unfortunately, the chat plugin has chosen a dark blue for everybody's name. So apologies for that. Can't actually see it there. Well, it's got a huge board. It even gives the dimensions of the board on the back of the box. It doesn't normally do that. 100 3D pieces. I've heard the pieces are great, and I have seen some photos of the pieces, which do look really good. So we're going to open it up. We're going to dive in, and we're going to see. Janeway is saying he backed it. Still haven't received it in the States. Yeah, could be because we're in Europe. European backers are getting it, but when are you due to get it? Hopefully soon. Graham saying he remembers not liking the original and rated it quite low. Yeah, it depends why you didn't like the original. I absolutely loved the original, but because it had no random element, it had a slight runaway leader problem, which I think has been rectified in this version. We will see. Now, you may notice that it is bigger than the box. Okay. So yeah, that's because when you've finished punching it out, it will then sit flush with the box. So that's what a lot of people do now, is that they actually put it so that when it arrives, it's actually bigger than the box. But that will all be sorted out when I punch it out. So we have a rule book. Chris is here. Hope I'm having a good day so far. So I've been working on Weather Machine, Endless Winter, and Frostpunk rule books today, while having season 2 of Miami Vice on in the background. And people say that I'm stuck in the 80s. I don't know where they get that from. Anyway, so rulebook. I haven't looked at this. I haven't read this because I was when I did the tutorial and playthrough video. So if you want to learn how to play this game, check out my channel. I have done a tutorial and playthrough of the new version where I played against Simone Luciani. But that was used in Tabletop Simulator. So yeah, and I was working off a very, very rough rulebook. So it looks nice. I don't know. Yeah, does look nice, nicely laid out, lots of images. I've no idea if the rulebook's any good or not, but yeah, now we have a solo mode designed by some guy, David, somebody or other. In fact, oh yeah, that looks like a G. No, that is David. It's David Turtsey. Yeah, a good friend of mine is David, so he's done a lot of solo modes. So I will be adding this game to the list of potential solo playthroughs. My Patreon supporters each month vote on what solo playthroughs that I do. They have some input on it. So I do want to try this, but there's about 8 other games on the list that I need to try. Yemo says that this month. When you say this month, do you mean May? Yeah, 2004 was the original. Right, anyway, let's dive in. Enough of the rule book. Let's dive in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punchboard sheets, and we have the board. But I'm going to go for the board first because apparently the board is huge. It says so on the back of the box. And we also have player boards. And we have some pieces. Right, okay, so let's put that to one side and let's get the board down. And the first thing I've noticed is we have a very, very nice image on the back of the board. we're going to need a bigger table, I think the phrase goes. Yeah, that's pretty big. Right, okay, let's zoom out. Where's my remote control? Problem is, if I zoom out too far, you're going to see all of the crap on the table. There we go. Right, okay, so let's just move that to one side. Yeah, there you go. So it is a big board. Now, obviously, straight out the box, so it's not sitting flat. Don't worry, you don't have this side up, but it's nice that they've put this artwork. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I will fix that later. This is always a little bit of a worry. Whenever I bend boards backwards, I need to be a bit careful. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'll fix that later on. Here is the board. Yeah, don't worry about the broken bit. It's all right. It's all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So this was me just being a little bit heavy-handed, and this is a good lesson to learn. If you are going to bend boards backwards like that, be more careful than I was. So there we go. Right. Okay. So there's that main board. I'll fix that. It'll be fine. These are the player boards. No bending on these. So yeah, there you go. We have 4 player boards. Oh, these have got nice artwork on the back as well. Who did the artwork for this? It is really nice. It'll be in the credits, won't it? Credits, illustrations, Samuel Gaudo. Right, okay. There we go. With graphics by Clemens Franz, Roberto Grasso, and Elisabetta Michucci. Right, okay, there we go. Right, let's do some punching of these. I'm not going to punch all of them out, but I am just going to punch a few of these out. So they're punching out okay. Yep, they're punching out all right. What about the little prestige tokens? Right, these are not punching out completely. You're going to have to be a little careful with these. What I'm saying is they're not popping out when you push them, you know, like some of them do, and then fly off the room and I lose them. So I'm probably going to back punch these. Yeah, there you go. Back punching is a thing. If you don't know back punching, it's where you punch it from the other side and there is less chance of it ripping. Some people say there's more chance of it ripping, but I find there's less chance of it ripping. So yeah, lots of components to punch out. These will probably punch out quite easily. Yeah, they'll punch out quite easily. Right, now we've got the dials. Now I want to see how they do these dials. And I'm going to put one of these dials together. Yeah, I do like the fact that they've really gone for it with the artwork on the other side. So the dials, let me just see. There's probably something in the rulebook that tells you how to put this together. Let me just check. Anybody know what type of game it is and what mechanisms it uses? Oh gosh, it's been a while since I played it. Well, each player has an action disc. I know that. And we just need to punch out these holes. Now, what goes through the action disc? Before starting the first game, assemble the action disc by clipping one disc and 2 arrows together as depicted above. But I don't know what we clip them together with. So yeah, each player has an action disc which has got all of the actions on it. And you have 2 arrows. And you secretly select which 2 actions you are going to do that turn. And then you reveal the discs. And then in turn order you perform the actions. So that's the action selection mechanism. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be moving around the board, which you can't see because I've covered it over with stuff. Yeah, you're going to be moving around this board here. And the movement rules, basically you can establish shrines along the road. And you're only allowed to move along a road, I believe, if it's either empty or you've got a shrine there. So you can block people off by putting shrines there or make it more expensive for them to move. And you are basically establishing statues in the cities. And each round, one of the cities is going to score. And you're trying to get influence in that city. But you can adjust which city gets scored. And then you can plan ahead. So if you're not going to win the current round city, you could move on to the one for next round. So there is quite a bit of planning ahead in it. Yeah, there's a bit of area control in it. So how am I going to clip these together? What am I going to clip them together with? Because it just says assemble the action discs by clipping one disc and 2 rows together, but I don't know what I'm going to clip them with. So let's have a look at the rest of the components in the box, because here we go, we got some clips. Right, so that's going to go through there, and then that's going to go on there, that's going to go on there, and then that is going to go on top. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Or do I want to be doing it the other way? I think I want to be doing it the other way. Yeah. Okay. So the hole goes in the bottom. That's it. Then these go on. And then that goes on. Okay. And then that should push into there. There you go. That's it. It's clipped. So yeah, basically each player will select which 2 actions they want to do on their turn. Now that's a bit loose. This needs to be a bit tighter because otherwise you'll select the action, you do it secretly, then you reveal it, and it's important that these don't. So I'll have a look at that later on. I can probably get it a bit tighter, but that's that. Right, components wise. So 4 player colours, and we're going to zoom in and we're going to have a look at these. Let's get the rulebook out of the way. Streaming this will be a challenge. Because of the size of the board? Yeah, could be. Okay, so we have plastic pieces, but these are moulded and these are really nice. Because they got patterns on. So these are the palaces that you're going to be building. And they are in the 4 different player colours, and they've each got a different thing depicted on them. I won't embarrass myself by going into Indian religion because I don't know really that much about it. But yeah, these are quite chunky. So these will stand up on the board. And also, streaming the game with an overhead camera, you're not getting the full benefit of it because these look really impressive when they're on the board when you're sitting looking at an angle. We also have all of the shrines. We have the first player marker. And we have some priests. So yeah, as I was saying, what you will do, these are really nice. You will be establishing these shrines along the board here, which means other people have to pay you to go along it. So yeah, so that's those bits. Right, now, other bits, while we're here, I'll just explain a bit, if I can remember, how this part of the board works here, because yeah, I think Mark mentioned it, is you actually have variable player powers now, which was not the thing in the original game. But basically there are these tiles here with numbers on, and these give you player powers. So you will start the game with one of these and you can change them as the game goes on. I think the number indicates turn order, and then it gives you a special ability at the top. The cities, this is all on here. I think, is it on here? Something's on here. The order in which the cities are scored. I can't remember where that's tracked. I thought that was on here, but it might not be because it's here. So basically each of the cities has a particular colour. Oh, it's down at the bottom. That's it. And then what you do is you will lay these out along there like so at random at the start of the game. And that is the order in which the cities are going to get scored. And then when you score a city, you move it to the back, and that means you're now in round 2. But players can manipulate the order of this. So if this was the current round, you know that orange, which is here, this city is going to score this round, but you know that next round blue is going to score. So yeah, that's basically how that bit works. It's a medium weight euro. It's definitely a euro. As I say, the original version had no random element in it whatsoever. In fact, this version doesn't have any random elements as such, but it has more variability to stop it being, to help prevent the runaway leader issue that the original game had. And it's got some variability because the game comes with some optional bonus pieces included, which you can add on to here to adjust, I believe, some of the rules of the game. From what I remember, vaguely remember, you can adjust things like that. So that now makes that worth 1 instead of 2. So yeah, you can adjust a few things. Curious as to why not wood and why plastic? They are molded. You wouldn't be able to do that with wood, but you would have been able to silk screen wood. So I don't know, that's the choice they've gone with, but they're quite detailed and they do look really nice. So yeah, that's them. That's everything. So like a lot of games, what are these bits? I don't know what these bits are. I've completely forgotten what these bits are, but I will look them up in the rulebook. So as I was saying, like a lot of games, I am currently, I've got a backlog of games. I would love to be able to cover every game on the channel, but we are having people around the house gradually now that lockdown is slowly easing in the UK. And I've still got a big backlog of other games to get through. So yes, I will cover this game on the channel at some point. I don't know when. I will put the game on the list for my Patreon supporters to vote on to see if they want me to play the solo game of it. Or I might contact David Turtsey and see how many Jaffa Cakes he gives me to play the solo mode. But yeah, that's everything for now. Spin the arrows if you want randomness. Yeah, that's a good idea, Graham. Yeah, if you want to choose a random action, just spin them and see. Right, we're all done. Thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters for helping fund the channel. If you like the content that I create and want to help me make more videos, then yeah, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/gaming rules. Other than that, I will be back tomorrow. Pretty much all day playthroughs tomorrow. I have a game of Tapestry, which is happening at 2 o'clock UK time. So that'll be live on the channel tomorrow. Then I've got a Patreon only stream in the afternoon. And then in the evening, I'll be playing Imperium. A friend of mine, Dan, is coming around tomorrow. And we've got games all afternoon and all evening. So yeah, if you're interested in any of those, I will see you then. And as I mentioned earlier on, I have done a tutorial and playthrough of this game on Tabletop Simulator. So if you are interested in watching me teach you how to play the game and then playing a game against a couple of people, then that's on the channel from, I can't remember when. It might have even been last year. I think it was last year. But you'll find it. Just search for Gaming Rules, Tutorial and Playthrough, Maharaja. And that's everything. Thanks very much for watching. Speak to you all later. Take care. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.